We are so lucky in the United States that we are one of the world's largest producers of energy. Well, actually, by several measurements, we are the world's largest producer of energy. And as a result, even at a time that gas prices are going up, our prices are generally lower than elsewhere in the developed world because we are such a prolific producer of traditional energies. Natural gas has become the most important energy supply we have in the United States for homes and offices and things like that. And natural gas now is a huge source of energy for electricity. And so the price is actually more favorable even in a more expensive year than it is elsewhere. But that doesn't help you a lot when the bill comes in and it's so expensive. I want to make it clear, you are not a prisoner to what that heating bill is. There are things you can do, is depending on where you live in the country and how cold winter is, there are things you can do that will make a meaningful difference in what that bill is. And the funny thing is, in places with more mild winters, the impact you can have is really great because the improvements you do can really reduce the total amount of energy for heating your home needs. And start with the windows. It doesn't mean replacing your windows. I can't believe how often people think, oh, my heating bill is too high or my cooling bill is too high. I'm going to go buy all new windows for my home. There are improvements you can do with what you already got, with seeing that you've properly insulated and weather stripped around doors and windows. Caulk, weather strip. Really simple. Takes elbow grease. You can do it yourself. Doesn't cost a lot. New windows cost a lot. And it is true that you could put significant additional demand on your bill for heating or cooling because you don't have good windows. But the cost of the windows, the payback over time is way too great. So around doors and windows, caulk and weather strip. And one of the greatest losses in a home is really inexpensive to fix. Is something we don't see. And if you're in a home with an attic, that attic is where you're having enormous heat transfer because most of us have pitiful amounts of insulation in the attic. And today, the ability to retrofit with various ultra-efficient forms of insulation that will pay back in typically a season and then save you money after that for years and years to come. I mean, this is cheap money for big reward. And you know my obsession with the digital thermostats, the smart thermostats, how much they can reduce your heating consumption. Then next spring, when we move to warmer weather, how it can reduce your cooling expense as well. And having old heating and air conditioning units, when their time is done, that's when you can have big impact. And something not about heating and cooling, but about your bill. What temperature do you have your water heater set at? Way too often, we have the water heater too high, and so we're heating water that no one's using at the time. All these steps are all low-dollar steps. But these low-dollar steps can have big impact for your wallet. And remember, so many of these things you can do yourself.